I'm Jenny. I'm the owner of Telescope Coffee. We opened August of 2021. We're located in Soma, San Francisco, California. Born and raised in San Francisco and lived basically my whole life in the Outer Sunset. I feel like we were very spoiled with food in San Francisco. There's so many amazing restaurants. Definitely remember growing up and just walking a couple blocks up on Irving Street and having like popcorn chicken and like a milk tea. When I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be in the food industry with influences from my family. When I was 17, I went to culinary school at the Art Institute in San Francisco, and I knew I wanted to be in fine dining restaurants. Some of the restaurants I worked at was Michelin of San Francisco. Then I moved to New York, worked at 11 Madison Park. I helped open Crown Shy. I think working in fine dining and just working in restaurants in general, I always felt like there was something more to gain. I think there's always like a level higher that I've always wanted to reach. Never really figured out what that was. As I become older, I think I started to want more time for myself and like be around my family, more of a work-life balance. I was in New York for 4 years. I didn't plan on moving back to San Francisco, but during the pandemic, I definitely realized that I wanted to be closer to my family, be able to eat dinner with my family on the weekends and actually see sunlight. So yeah, I took the move back to San Francisco. A part of me wanted to leave the hospitality industry, but I think my business partner had an impact when she made me realize like I still like recipe developing and like I still want to bake. During the holidays, I was making like panettone, and it's like a 3-day process or so, just for fun. And so I think she kind of saw that and like made me realize that I still like baking and like it's not gonna leave, and that people need to try the pastries that I make. We just kind of discussed like opening a cafe and opening a coffee shop would be fun. So it kind of started off with an idea and then we just kind of ran with it. And Telescope ended up becoming reality. I think working in a lot of restaurants, we get a lot of good coffee beans. So I would see the espresso machine and, I always wanted to learn how to use it. I ended up working at a cafe as a barista just to learn how to make lattes and like eventually learn how to make latte art. After working at the cafe, I would go work at Michelin. Opening Telescope, I definitely knew that we wanted to partner with a local roaster, just because I don't have any idea of how to roast coffee beans. I was on Instagram one day and I was searching up like women-owned like roasteries in the Bay Area. I came across Jenny from Cosmic Dust and saw that she had a like single origin Vietnamese coffee. So I ordered a couple boxes just to try on my own as pour-overs, and I really enjoyed them. So I decided that she's local, she's in San Jose. She's also Vietnamese, so she knows like the flavor profile that like Vietnamese coffee is, but we wanted to take it in, I guess, like a third wave type of approach. When Jenny from Cosmic Dust created our Telescope blend, she wanted to know what profiles we were looking for. We told her we want like chocolate notes, maybe like some caramel or like something on the darker side to pair with some of the lattes that we wanted to carry at our shop. So she basically had different ratios of Ethiopia and Guatemala roasts that she's done, and then we tried them as like pour-overs, and then eventually like when we got our espresso machine and our setup, we tried them as espresso. We met multiple times to get the blend right, and we still use the blend today. It's almost 3 years, so it hasn't changed. When we first opened Telescope, it was just a takeout counter, so we actually just worked with a Linea Mini, a single filter, and then we moved shops, and our shop is now double the space that we used to have. We now have seats, and yeah, we now upgraded to a Slayer. I knew that I wanted to work with Marshall's Farm Honey, which is a local Bay Area honey. I remember going on field trips to the Ferry Building and like Alamany Market or so, and like just a bunch of farmers market throughout San Francisco, and always seeing Marshall's Farm honey and always buying the honey sticks. It was a nice little treat for me when I was a kid. When I used to do chocolate work for one of the restaurants, I made a honeycomb covered in dark chocolate and sea salt. So I knew I wanted to turn a honeycomb into kind of a Dalgona version latte, essentially, but with Marshall's Farm honey. My favorite drink currently on our menu is a pandan coconut drink that we have. So it's a coconut milk sweetened with coconut condensed milk and then like a pandan concentrate that we make. I really like it with matcha. It pairs really well. I grew up with a lot of like Vietnamese desserts. My aunt would make a lot of coconut and like pandan based desserts, so that's very nostalgic to me. The idea behind Telescope was that we wanted a cafe where you can drink coffee and enjoy like house-made pastry. My first menu opening Telescope was very ambitious. Very, very ambitious. So I had a peaches and cream puff, all the cookies, our focaccia, on top of that having 2 6-inch cakes on our menu. I would also do the barista side of our cafe as well. Being in San Francisco, sourdough is very, very popular. I started testing sourdough like focaccia recipes and just kind of seeing what worked. I finally created a recipe using just sourdough, and I really enjoyed the texture of it and like the flavor profile as well. And yeah, the focaccia ended up becoming our staple menu item along with the honeycomb. When we were looking for our location, me and my business partner kind of sat down and had, I guess, a map of our favorite coffee shops in San Francisco, where we would usually hang out and like which coffee shop we would go to. And we felt like we didn't have any in Soma. Me and my business partner are both born and raised in San Francisco, and we grew up with a lot of mom and pop shops. Over the years, we've definitely seen a lot of change. There were a lot of like corner stores that we would go and buy bags of chips from, and now they're different. So we kind of wanted to bring that mom and pop shop idea back to San Francisco in a way, and we want to open our space to small businesses. So we had like a holiday market in our space just to bring the community together, and like, you know, sometimes we'll have like local bakers or so sell their pastries here as well. We just kind of want to bring more to Soma. We just want it to be part of the community. Telescope in general is into the lens. For us, we're tucked away in downtown of San Francisco. From outside, it just looks like we're a coffee shop, but we make everything in-house. I make all of our syrups, our concentrates in-house, our pastries are made in-house. So it's kind of looking into a telescope and seeing that there's more than just a coffee shop. It's also where we sourced our like coffee beans and who we partner with, and just having a bunch of like pop-ups and events in our space. I'm definitely content with where I am. I never really thought I was going to be a business owner, and I think now being a business owner, there are some challenges, but at the same time, it just feels right. Yeah, I don't see myself going back into restaurants, and I think I really enjoy being in coffee shops and like just having my own cafe and just being able to like put my own menu out there.